Welcome to Keep It Humane, the podcast,
where we talk about animal control, shelters, and animal welfare, and the people doing the work.
With your hosts,
Ashley Bishop.
And sometimes Ashley Bishop.
And Daniel Ettinger, helping people help animals. We are back. It is us again. It is Bishop, the OG Wisconsin Bishop, and I, and Texas Bishop. She is busy this week. She's actually doing manicures and pedicures at a shop there in Texas. So if you need your nails did, go see Ashley, Texas Bishop. She's got you covered. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. How about you?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I am. I think I'm living off of straight endorphins, or is that what it would be like? So I traveled to Pittsburgh for a wedding. I was just here, by the way. So I was here for the NFL draft, and then I came back for a wedding. It was incredible. The wedding was last night, and man, just to see my friend who got married was obviously amazing, and celebrate him and all that stuff. But then to see some folks that I haven't seen for 30 years, like, wow, it was just a lot of fun. But as my voice can probably, as you can tell with my voice, it's a little bit still sleepy.
Oh, that makes more sense why you were asking about the time zone. I'm like, Dan, we've been doing this for how long? How do you not know the time zone change? I didn't realize you were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. You know, it's such a cool city. I don't remember it the way, like, I don't know how to say this. Like, it's just, and I don't mean it in a mean way. I don't remember it the way I look at it now. And so I say this in the most endearing way. Pittsburgh is designed like it was designed by a hoarder. And why I say that, and our listeners that have been to hoarder houses can understand this. Like, it is, and it's really not to be mean. It's not messy when I say like messy, like polluted messy, even though it was at some point. It's because it's built on all these hills and everything is just like crammed together. And so that's what gives it that kind of like hoarder feel. Whereas
Sure.
I've been on the West Coast for so long and everything is just spread out. Everything is so wide. So Pittsburgh's got a little bit of hoarding tendency. It's it's a unique place for sure. I love it though.
I don't know if I'm feeling it flying through it's either Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. I can't remember on my way back from
Florida.
Yeah.
Well, if you get stuck there, you let me know because I know people in both cities will help you out. So
All right.
So okay. Animal related, all of our listeners, whether you're in the industry or you're just a listener and you like animal welfare stuff, so you listen to the show. Can I just say, if you take your dog to a farmer's market and they have a stand where they sell like dog treats and foods, and you have a reactive or possessive dog over dog treats and chews and stuff like that, do not feed the dog treat right there while there's like 600 dogs walking by you. Please just don't. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm surprised that the dogs are allowed at the farmers markets.
It's Huntington Beach. They just do whatever there's. That place. It is what it is there. I don't think there's signs that say no dogs. There was the one in San Diego I used to go to, that one did, but everybody still brought their dogs. So
That's funny. I mean,
it's
fairly
California.
typical though, right?
Yeah.
People pick up your dog poop. Yeah, maybe,
I've only seen that once, like on the concrete, which is disgusting. But anyway, so that's been my experience for this week. How you been?
Good. It was a long, long week.
Yeah.
We're a little short-staffed again, and we have got 15 dogs held for cause right now, which means of the 45-ish dogs in the building, I'm responsible for walking those 15 by myself.
Because you're the only one with like the training and skills to do it.
Supervisors are the only ones that are allowed to.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is when you have other responsibilities and things. And
absolutely,
because our kennels are full.
and I say this all the time. I've never worked a full kennel job. Like I've never have done it for a long period of time. The most I think I did it was like 2 weeks when I first started in this industry. And then I've done it here and there to help out. I really feel like that's probably the most difficult job in our profession. And people will be like, but it is like, not only is it physically demanding where you're up on your feet all day, you're getting washed out by the sun. For
I
those of you
know.
watching on YouTube or on Spotify, actually has getting just sun washed right now. It's hilarious. Anyway, but no, I mean that like kennel work is physically hard, but then it's emotionally draining too because you're becoming familiar with those animals, whether they're leaving in good ways or if they're leaving in not so good ways. Like that affects you both way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, especially when we're talking, let's see, will this work?
you, you you look like a glowing orb right now. This is hilarious, people. Real time. This is how podcasting works. She's trying to
Oh,
find the. That's actually really good right there. She was trying to
there.
find the. It was literally like sun washed, and then she looked like a glowing orb on the thing. So if you're not watching on these YouTube videos, you might want to tune in for that because that's hilarious, by the way. So
Um,
yeah, I feel your pain though in the shelter setting for sure.
yeah. Yeah, it's tough and right now we've got um you know some of the cases that we all in the animal control field where we see them at their worst, right? But we take them to the shelter setting and then most of the time depending on if you're within your shelter or you're housed at the police department or whatever, you're not seeing them every day,
Yeah.
whereas the shelter staff are. And I mean, I shared photos with you and Ashley with, 10 of those dogs. We have 10 of them that look like that one that you asked
Mm,
me if it was a Great
yes.
Dane.
Yes.
Um, and we have
Wow.
10 dogs that look like that right now.
Wow.
So seeing them on a daily basis and
Yeah.
watching their reactions to food and things like that is just so stressful.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I think people don't get to see or understand the intricacies, if that's the right way to say that word, of that kind of work. They just think you're cleaning up poop,
Yep.
essentially. And it's way, way, way beyond that. Way beyond that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and it would all be better if everybody just kind of only had the amount of animals that they are capable of taking care of.
you would one would think one would think that'd be a great idea. Um, yeah.
But
No, that's it's I can see how that would be tough for sure.
so
For sure. Well, should we get into it? What do you
I
think?
think so.
This is I don't know how to explain this. This is a very endearing thing that we're about to do, and I'm really excited to have been part of this. And so I think it's fitting that that you help kind of introduce this article and we talk about it here on Keep It Humane, the podcast.
So Dan has been recognized, which is almost a little scary considering, like you said earlier, how in the world did they even get a hold of this information? So we'll just jump right in. Uh, an article in Forbes about our man Dan here and his CATTOO challenge. I thought that was really clever, by the way. Promotes spay neuter in a permanent way. So Jen wrote this and it was published May 8th. A former animal control officer is so passionate about the need to spay and neuter cats that he's found a creative way to literally draw attention to it. The CATTOO challenge happened by chance, according to Daniel Ettinger, an instructor for animal welfare professionals and host of Keep It Humane podcast. Back in December of 2023, Ettinger was teaching a course about how animal welfare is connected to human health and welfare at the Military Police School in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Attendees included military police officers, veterinarians, veterinary technicians and a social worker. In the session on hoarding, Ettinger grabbed a dry erase marker and scrawled a picture of 2 cats on the whiteboard. The idea was for attendees to calculate how many kittens and cats would have without spay-neuter surgeries to prevent reproduction, which would illustrate how quickly a caregiver could become overwhelmed by an influx of kittens. I go over to the whiteboard and I just draw 2 cats on the board, stick figure drawings, and then we start doing the exercise, he recalled. One of the students just happens to say, "I'm going to get your cats as a tattoo." Ettinger smiled at the nice sentiment, but was surprised the next day when he was flying home to Southern California and got a text from a student. Sure enough, he and the other student had taken a photo of Ettinger's drawing of the 2 cats and had them tattooed on their legs. Another student wanted to follow suit. So a couple of months later, when he was teaching another course, Ettinger went along to get ink of his own. While they were getting matching tattoos of the original cats, Ettinger wondered aloud what would happen if he came back and someone else wanted to get the tattoo together. The student was brilliant, he said. He was like, "Since you're teaching about spay and neutering and hoarding and all that kind of stuff, why wouldn't you just have the person draw a kitten and you can add the kitten to your leg to help tell the story on why it's so important to spay and neuter?" And that's how it was born. The CATTOO challenge is simple. Whenever someone gets a tattoo, aka CATTOO, of the original 2 cats, they send Ettinger photo proof and a drawing of a kitten, and he gets it tattooed on his left leg. So far, 27 people have gotten the CATTOOs. So Ettinger's left leg offers a permanent testament to the importance of spaying and neutering pets. It's easy to get involved since he posted a photo of the original cat drawings on his website, keepithumane.com/CATTOO. Most people scribble a photo of a kitten, but in an instance where a participant didn't want to draw their own, one of Ettinger's daughters drew a kitten that now adorns his leg. He thinks it's cool that so many people have already accepted the CATTOO challenge and hope others will get involved because spaying and neutering pets is so critical to addressing pet overpopulation and reducing intake at animal shelters. I would say spay and neuter is the heart and everything else are the arteries and the veins, he said. That's how I think it's the best way to look at it. He noted that female kittens typically reach sexual maturity when they're just 4 to 6 months old. So 1 litter of kittens can lead to exponentially more. In 2025, 58% of the 3 million cats who entered the U.S. animal shelters were 5 months old or younger, according to Shelter Animals Count, a program of the ASPCA. Additionally, only 23% of cats entered the shelters spayed or neutered last year. Spaying and neutering cats and dogs also provides health benefits, Ettinger added. For instance, spaying prevents uterine infections and decreases the incidence of breast tumors, while neutering prevents testicular cancer and some prostate problems, according to the ASPCA. People who want to help support spay-neuter efforts but aren't ready to get a tattoo can still support the CATTOO challenge by donating to Bissell Pet Foundation Fix the Future program to support spay-neuter clinics, Ettinger noted. Temma Martin, founder of the Utah nonprofit overpopulation, which offers low-cost spay and neuter surgeries for dogs and cats, is a proud participant of the CATTOO challenge. When there is a flash tattoo fundraiser in the summer of 2024 for the nonprofit Angel Paws Utah, she felt it was the perfect opportunity to simultaneously support 2 good causes. After having the original cat drawings tattooed on her right forearm, she drew a picture of her family's rescue kitten, Flash, for Ettinger to add to his leg. If anyone says, "Oh, that's cute," I start a conversation. "Let me tell you what it means," she said, and sometimes it leads to something meaningful like, "My neighbors have a pet that needs to be spayed or neutered." She's grateful that Ettinger found such a special way to help raise awareness of the importance of spaying and neutering pets. "I feel strongly that it's time to bring spay-neuter back into the forefront of the animal welfare conversation," she said. Spay neuter is the key to life saving. It's prevention, and it allows shelters and rescues and individuals and fosters to focus very limited resources on the animals that are already here. Operation Population recently celebrated its first anniversary and has spayed and neutered over 1,800 cats and dogs. Martin has already been shocked this kitten season by how many cats, both pets and unowned community cats living outside, have been pregnant. In the last month, every female community cat has come into our clinic pregnant, lactating, or in heat. Some days every female cat was pregnant, she said. We're also seeing own cats coming in pregnant. Some who go outside clearly met up with some intact males, but many people who rescue a couple of sibling kittens from someone giving them away or keep a mama cat and son from a litter find themselves with female impregnated by a relative. Clearly, cats don't care. She noted that the nonprofit United Spay Alliance offers a free online tool where people can search by zip code to find low-cost spay-neuter services across the United States. Ettinger is grateful for people like Martin who have participated in the CATTOO challenge and hopes others will join the cause. In the future, he plans to sponsor a CATTOO and said people can enter a drawing for a free CATTOO by expressing interest through his Keep It Humane website. Ultimately, he hopes the CATTOO challenge continues to spread awareness of how spaying and neutering pets can help save lives. And he's touched that others want to get involved despite his artistic abilities. I almost changed that to inabilities.
Yeah, I mean, they are inabilities. If you've seen this drawing, y'all know.
All of this is pretty cool, he said. It's super endearing that people are putting my horrible artwork on their body.
It is. I kind of still don't believe that it's real. And at that point, I wasn't really into tattoos much. Like, you could tell the story. How
I tried
you,
to get you to get a tattoo,
yeah,
and you're like, no.
and this is true. And that was only like a year prior to that.
Yeah,
And
if that.
midlife crisis hits, and you're like, you know what? I don't have any ink. It's time to get some ink. In fact, I'm actually going to get another tattoo later today. That's a that's a story for. I didn't even think that that was connected, but it's not a cat tattoo. I don't have any new ones to get yet, but I'm sure there'll be some here in the future. It's my favorite part about it. Like, it's cool to do it like when somebody does it from a distance, but my favorite is when we all go together.
Sure.
It's a neat experience. We get to chat and do it, as a group. But it's really amazing where I get an email or a Facebook message from somebody like, "Hey, by the way, I got your tattoo. Here's my kitten," and I'm like, "Oh, let's do this!" Like, that is so awesome.
What are you going to do now with this article if you get an influx of them? And you are you
I mean,
done?
I
Or
have I have I have a big back. I guess I could like just start get. I thought for a second, like, if I knew that this would, like, let's just say, like, hypothetically speaking, Bishop, if I knew that this would totally like end overpopulation for dogs and cats in the United States, I would literally fill up all of my like body except for my face with these. I'm not even joking. Like, if somebody said, Ettinger, all you got to do is fill up all your body with ugly drawn, and some would probably be actually pretty good because some on my leg are actually pretty good, but with a bunch of kitten faces, and spaying or overpopulation in this country would no longer be a thing. I'd be like, where do I sign me up? Like, let's go. So that piece, like, knowing that this is raising some awareness, I mean, that's always been the goal. And, when I was teaching the class, obviously there was no like intention that this was a tattoo. There was never a thought. And that's what makes it even more amazing. But like, knowing that I was teaching a class about just, I mean, hoarding in general and how overpopulation works. And then to have a student that I reached in a way to think that this was like a good, cool thing to put on their body, but then the other student to like take it a step further and say like, well, I mean, if you're teaching us about kind of the general animal welfare piece, and you talk about spaying and neutering being such a big issue, why don't you make this into something? So I thought that was amazing, like having students that weren't even in our profession, right? Like
Right.
they're law enforcement in the military. Um, to kind of come up with that was, I thought that was really cool.
Do you see Menace?
Yeah, this is why we need to spay and neuter, and you wouldn't have cats walking
I
around your head.
know. I mean,
So we like that fact.
has it's because he was bottle fed. He was a bottle baby because he was born out in the
Mm,
wild without a mom.
yeah, there you go.
He wasn't born without a mom, but he came in without a mom.
Yes, and then you had to do the rest. So he's very dependent on you.
Yes.
So yeah, that piece of like not being in our profession, but to still get it, like that meant a
Yeah.
lot too. Yeah,
Well, exactly. And I think that's what makes this all the more cool because uh it isn't just people that actually get it beforehand that are doing this. So
yeah, yeah.
I want to see how much your emails are gonna blow up.
I already got one. And this person's actually in Cleveland. Shout out Cleveland. So they're not far. And I was like, I mean, it's really not far. Like Cleveland's maybe 2 hours from where I'm at right now. And I was like, do I have time this weekend to go find them? As I mentioned, I'm getting a tattoo here in a couple hours, but it's a different tattoo. But, um, even if no one gets it, I have some ideas. I'm making stickers, so you can get a sticker that'll be available on the website soon. So you can throw that, and it's cute. It's just the cats, and then it just says spay and neuter underneath it. Just something to be part of this without necessarily like being inked up, because I know not everybody wants to have the ink, but they enjoy the message, right? They want to
Right.
be able to partake in that, and so I'm trying to do some of that stuff to get just get people to help spread the word, like, oh, that's an interesting sticker, where did you get that? Or that's a cool shirt, where did you get that kind of stuff. So
Sure. Car
yeah,
decals, because then people could like totally deck their. You should have the spay neuter, but then have individual ones where you can add as many as you want to your vehicle.
that is brilliant, actually. That is absolutely like how people do the family thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my, I didn't even think about that. That's really good. But yeah, however we can spread the word. And I think, when Jen was interviewing me, and shout out to Jen and shout out to Tema for all the great work she's doing with Operation Population and just those connections there. When she I the interview was super casual. It was awesome. Like we chatted like we were just, kind of friends in that aspect. And when I said the piece about, to me, I think spay and neutering is the heart. I really do. Like I think all the other programs, access to care, the live release rates, all that stuff are part of what we do. I just think that to get to the true issue that we have in our systems, meaning shelters and such, we got to fix them. Like we got to find
Mhm.
ways to fix our pets, man. We got to.
And then we can work on some of the human population too. But
You mean
that's a topic for
education?
another
You're
day.
talking about educating, right? You're not going off
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
rails here. Well, and shout out to Bissell as well for being part of this and allowing us to put them on our website to say like, hey, if you want to, even if you don't want to get a tattoo and you want to contribute to this,
Open.
yeah, like go ahead and donate to them. Like they're gonna help you out.
Yeah, and for anybody who is looking to start up a spay neuter program or a low cost clinic or something in their area, reach out to Bissell for grants. That's
Yes.
what it's there for. So, I mean, it's not one of those projects that's going to be a no cost startup. Um, so reach out to them, and I'm sure that the ASPCA and World Humane also have some grant funding out there.
Yeah, and I would imagine like best friends too. They got, they
Yeah.
got a lot of money as well. So like any of those big ones. It's cool to do this as a like this feels real grassroots to me. Like I've never yeah, we were talking about this last night at the wedding, and it's so great to catch up with friends that you haven't seen, in a long time and just hear what they're doing. And everybody, we really are like we find ways to just like uh, we find way people are different, but like I feel like we find ways, at least I do, and I've been, challenged with this for a long time, is like we almost find ways to undersell how good we're doing things, right?
Hmm.
Uh and I know, Texas Bishop, she tells me all the time, like, no, Daniel, like you need to stop underselling yourself. And I think, you know, I you know, ha- I mean, maybe you could relate to this too, because we're on this podcast together. Like, this podcast isn't about you. It's not about me. It's about spreading the word, as we say all the time, like help people, help animals. However, if you just see this from afar, you might say, oh, Daniel has an ego. And so he's doing a podcast, right? Like it's to
Sure.
fulfill his ego. And so I've been like, what's the word here? um, Guarded, because I don't want it to seem like, oh, it's about, because it's not, it's really not. But then because I'm so guarded, then I undersell like the the accomplishments that we've done on this show, Bishop.
Hmm.
Like how we've been doing this for over 6 years, how we've impacted people, whether they're sitting in their truck right now listening and they're on the way to a call, or they're driving home from a long day at work cleaning kennels and they were stressed because X, Y, and Z happened. Like we impact people, hopefully in a positive way, and it helps make a difference. And so I think we should celebrate things like this. And I was thinking
Hmm.
about like when this article just came out, I was like, I'm, you know what? I'm proud of this. Like, I never intended this to be what it is. Um, there's a great quote, like, your body's just a vehicle transporting the soul. And so, like, to use that part of my body as a vehicle, kind of what you just said, to put decals on that vehicle as an education piece. I was, um, I was on my way to the dog beach the other day, and sure enough, somebody sees it and they're like, "Can I ask you about this tattoo?" I should put what I should do is get a QR code tattooed right there and just scan here. But
Take it right to the website.
yeah, right there. No, but it's cool because then you can talk to them about it, and they had a dog and they're like, "That is really cool," and like they can understand why it's so important.
Better yet, not a QR code. You need to get one of the Spotify ones, like, and have them bring it to this episode
There you go.
so that they can hear everything and then maybe they become listeners.
That's not a bad idea. Or you know what I could do is get a tap, like one of those chips inserted, and they can just
Yeah.
tap, tap. Oh, so
Yeah, because
funny.
then it wouldn't take up space for
The real
tattoo.
estate. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need the real estate for the kittens. If you didn't know me, okay, you didn't know me. Like, and I think it's personality too, because like not everybody's approachable or feels like they're approachable. But if you just saw somebody walking down the street, like say you're in at Universal with the kids here in a couple, right? And you see somebody in line, like you're getting in line, and you see this tattoo, what do you do?
I would potentially ask about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that's now the point is like I hope people ask so we can educate,
sure.
not because I want to like, oh, talk to me, but it's more like, hey, let's have a conversation. Did you know why it's important, and do you know how that this can help, etc.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Because it's all education.
it is. Yeah, it really is.
And we're we're I think we're on the upswing of it though, because I think part of that is because we're having fewer farming communities and things like
Mm,
that.
mm,
And so there is that opportunity to have some education and people realizing that now that they're in the city with these animals and stuff, they need to, you know, keep a better check of them.
hmm
So,
hmm I would agree with that. Absolutely. And then shout out to Operation Population. We've had Tema on a couple times, and it's great that she was part of this article and just part of this whole movement. And I'm excited, we'll get her back on. We really wanted her to, you know, come back after about a year of doing the work that she's been doing there in Utah. And so she's I sent her the link, and we should have her back on soon, actually. So
Good.
really excited to just hear like how things are going, you know, again, grassroots, right? So like
Mhm.
she's doing it kind of ground up. I'm sure she's been super busy and all the things that come with it, but it'll be exciting to kind of hear from her and, you know, I guess understand like is is the is it harder than maybe she thought it would be? Is it easier? Because it's scary getting out there on your own, and doing
Right.
doing business on your own. There's no doubt about that.
Well, and especially when things are it's something like this that could just be so up in the air and maybe above some people because there is that heavy education portion and being able to reach out to the people and get them to understand because you can tell people something, but it doesn't mean that they understand it.
Right. Without a
But if
doubt.
they have a visual representation like your leg,
Mm, yeah.
we should make a brochure with Tema that she can hand out that has your leg featured on it. When you die, are we going to make your leg into a lamp?
I mean, like you're talking about one of those like legs from the 70s, right? One of those leg
I'm
lamps from the
talking
70s.
about Christmas Story.
Oh, see, I don't know movies well enough. I
Oh
need to
my
know.
goodness, Daniel.
I
Oh,
know. I'm
the
very bad
entire, like all of our listeners are groaning because
because I
that
don't
is
know
a
that
classic
movie.
movie.
Well, I
Shoot
could
your eye out, kid.
now that I know.
It's
Or
from the same movie.
wait, is it from when the kid sticks his tongue on the frozen pole?
Yes, same
I see.
movie.
See, I know. I was just kidding. I know. I
Remember,
know.
the leg comes in the fragile
No, I
box.
have no idea about that part, honestly.
Oh
There's
my goodness.
no doubt.
Ugh.
Well, I try.
I was surprised you even knew who Harry Potter was when I said we were going to Harry Potter World.
Yeah, definitely know who Harry Potter is. He'd probably get a tattoo like this.
As long as it
Maybe
wasn't a skull and snake, it would be fine.
that represents.
Death Eaters?
Okay, see, getting educated, y'all. Well, I
Oh my
appreciate.
goodness. Okay, we digressed enough.
Yeah, we did. I appreciate I do. I appreciate. I do. I want to say like I appreciate you for just being part of this movement, this program that we've been doing over the last several years, and um, I appreciate you taking time today because today's a very special day for you. So I hope you enjoy that. And to all of our listeners, if you're interested in this tattoo, you want to get it, holler at your boy. If I'm in your city and we can do it together, I'd be more than happy to. If I'm not in your city and you want to do it by yourself, with friends, whatever, send me the photos and we'll get that done for sure.
I want to,
When are you getting yours?
I don't know, though there's some pretty awful drawings, Dan.
Yeah, but obviously not awful enough because there's people out there with them bishops. So
I
what's going
know.
on?
That's crazy to me.
Like as a friend, I would expect some love here, buddy.
I also am currently paying for a trip to Universal.
I mean, I hear excuses.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what's going on there. Well, again,
He's a menace.
we appreciate all of our listeners, everyone that's part of the Keep It Humane family. And as we like to say, let's continue to help people
Help animals.
and get a cat tattoo. Keep it humane.